Chapter 98. After a peaceful and friendly exchange with several newspapers, Siddle happily hung up the phone and used email to send the photos she took at the pizza shop to various newspapers, showing the terrible scene of the cooking and dining areas in the pizza shop, and also wrote a letter of complaint to the Food Safety Bureau. Was one person reporting not enough? Then rely on the power of the masses, awaken the thinking of the masses, launch mass struggles, and finally lead the masses to denounce. No matter which country, parents are the most effective group of people in exposing these issues, without exception. Even the United States, whose motto is equality, liberty and fraternity, is no exception. After all, this so-called slogan is usually just a slogan. Moreover, the effectiveness of those newspapers is extremely high. On the second day, after all the newspapers reported the news, Siddle discovered that their expose articles, no, it should be press releases stating the truth, expressing extremely emotional emotions, were very easy to spread. In addition to the actual photos taken at the pizza shop, they also professionally attached a series of pictures of deformed people. The article claimed that these were poor children who were harmed by unsanitary food. Their ability to fabricate stories seemed very professional. It even made Siddle start to think about how many similar requests these newspapers had received before to write smear articles like this. But they were also making money, not bad. When Freddy Fazbear's Pizza became a trending search due to exaggerated news, angry parents called the Food Safety Bureau in droves to report it. Siddle was sitting leisurely on the sofa, peeling an orange while watching the wave of anger on the local forum led by her hired water army. Water army, in Kbiz can be understood as a group of people, usually unemployed people, housewives, students who want to earn extra income, who are paid by an organization or individual to direct the media in their favor, which can be to promote/dump, spread information. As expected, under pressure from public opinion and bombardment of phone calls, the Food Safety Bureau, which only promotes symbolic work performance at the end of the year, quickly investigated and handled Freddy Fazbear's Pizza in less than a week after Siddle reported the incident. Then, the Bureau quickly issued a warning forcing the pizza shop to close. Everything seemed to be in such a hurry that only Siddle knew what she had done. After Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was warned and ordered to close by the Food Safety Bureau for the third time, they finally couldn't stand the pressure and hung up a sign. Soon after, Fazbear Entertainment also declared bankruptcy, because after all, they only owned this pizza shop. But they went bankrupt quietly, without any movement. Fazbear Entertainment carefully brought out the robots that had been stored for many years, reopened the shop with a secret purpose, intending to raise their heads, bringing the nightmare of teddy bears back to children. However, before they could raise their heads, people were already spreading rumors. The speed of bankruptcy was so fast that even Siddle felt sorry for them. With a little sympathy and regret, she called the Food Safety Bureau, intending to contact the real owner of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, the bankrupt Fazbear Entertainment Company, through them. Siddle said that she could buy the robots owned by Fazbear Entertainment Company to reduce their losses a little. If she could buy them back, she would take them to the landfill and then destroy them. But the result was just as she expected. After the Food Safety Bureau staff helped her contact the bankrupt company, they rejected her offer. Siddle was not too surprised. She had guessed early on that Fazbear Entertainment Company had other motives for opening this pizza shop, so of course, it was impossible to sell the soul of the pizza shop, those robots. It was just that she did not know what this company wanted to do. But what they wanted to do was no longer important, because they were now bankrupt, and the store had also been transferred. Poverty had limited all supernatural events not even started yet. In addition, Siddle also hinted at the results of the safety inspection of those robots. For example, whether there was anything strange inside, bloody, disgusting, or even related to illegal things. Ma'am, the hygiene of those robots is indeed very worrying, but they have no other problems. When the pizza shop closed, the people from Fazbear Entertainment came and took them away. Oh. When Siddle was at the pizza shop, she was very careful not to touch the robots. But she took a closer look and found that the possibility of a body being hidden inside them was actually low. The robots might have other strange features, but Siddle didn't take them apart so she couldn't be sure. This result didn't surprise her too much. After all, Fazbear Entertainment was probably busy paying off its debts right now. Even with the robots, they didn't have the money to open another store anytime soon. Siddle closed the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza information page and glanced at the time in the lower right corner of the screen. This summer vacation was almost over and her college career was about to begin. Should she use the last few days to find a new part-time job? Siddle calculated the number of days left before school started and silently discarded the idea. A few months later, Siddle had adapted to college life. Although there were inevitable social activities, in general, everyone was busy with schoolwork, exams, and grades. Fewer and fewer people were idle and had nothing to do, going to haunted houses, exploring caves, or playing psychic games. Siddle's pace of life had slowed down, and she passed the semester smoothly and comfortably. Until Halloween, school was out, and Siddle was happily preparing to go home for the day. Ever since Belch followed her, he had been staying at Siddle's house, and had even transferred to a school in this city. But he still kept in touch with people in Derry from time to time. After taking a taxi home, it was only 8 or 9 in the morning. The November sun was warm, and the weather wasn't cold. Siddle was still wearing her turtleneck sweater. She was a little traumatized by the cold she had caught during the previous summer vacation. Siddle never wanted to experience that vague feeling again. It really made people feel uneasy. The tall and thin girl revealed a part of her white neck in her beige sweater. She pulled her collar as if afraid of the cold, and reached out to push open the door of the semi-detached villa. A duplex villa is a type of villa made up of 2 houses on a plot of land, with 3 open sides and a shared wall. There was no one in the house. Belch must have gone out, and Siddle did not tell him in advance that she would be home. She leisurely walked upstairs, returned to her room, and tied her long golden hair in front of the mirror. The girl reflected in the mirror had snow-white skin, under her long eyelashes were surprisingly bright blue eyes, thin red lips, a straight nose, and extremely beautiful facial features. Siddle looked at the girl in the mirror and sighed inwardly. She was beautiful, but she did not look like a European or American. To be exact, she did not look like an 18-year-old American girl. Although she had blonde hair and blue eyes, her appearance was a bit childish, not in line with the traditional American aesthetic of always pursuing a mature and sexy style. Except for her height. In college, because of her face, Siddle was often mistaken for a 14 or 15-year-old girl. Although it was a bit annoying, Siddle didn't care too much about her appearance. She tied her hair into a bun, then happily sat down on the pink cat paw cushion in the corner of the room, found a comfortable position, turned on her phone, and first sent her greetings to a group of people. Then, she contacted Belch, asking him to go home before dark. But today is Halloween, it's very lively, there will be a lot of activities on the streets. Siddle was not moved by the boy's pitiful plea, calmly asking, "The activities you're talking about are Halloween parties where ghosts and demons dress up and interact with people, right?" On Halloween, many people dress up as vampires, werewolves, witches, Frankenstein, and other famous horror movie characters, laughing and joking with passers-by. Humph. If one of those ghost costumes is real, this Halloween is going to be fun. The annual carnival had begun again. Siddle was indifferently watching the entertainment news about the masquerade on her phone, feeling a little headache as she pressed her forehead. Belch said dejectedly, "All right, I'll be home before it gets dark. By the way, He thought of something and added, "Someone sent you something, the sender must be your friend, he'll be here in a while. Remember to come out and receive it. Also, a lot of people sent you things today, I've already stacked them all in the living room." Siddle raised her eyebrows, stood up and looked down at the living room downstairs. In the corner there was a pile of packages, and the senders. From her parents, to her close friends Jacqueline, to her old classmates Pansy, Milo, Irene, and the others. The items in the packages were all Halloween gifts for her. including all kinds of ghost/demon masks, a new bag model from a certain brand, Halloween greeting cards, crafts, jack-o'-lanterns, and a lot of candy. Jacqueline wrote in the greeting card that she knew Siddle didn't like sweets, but she still wanted to have a festive atmosphere. So she conveniently sent her a big box of candy. There must be a lot of people who had this thought. Siddle went out to get the package. When she opened it, she found that there was also a big bag of candy inside. Siddle. She looked at the pile of candy in front of her, almost as tall as half a person. Help, how to deal with these things? Should they just pile them up here until they melt? All day long, Siddle was almost always in a state of carrying a package home. When she received the last express delivery package, it was already dark, the sun had set, and a gentle breeze was blowing through the treetops. Siddle took the express delivery box, politely thanked him, and gave him a tip. When she looked up, she suddenly saw a tall man in work clothes standing behind the row of ornamental plants, his face hidden behind the trees. The sky was dim, she could only see half of his pale face. His face was so white that it didn't look like a normal person, as if he was wearing a white mask. Siddle was stunned for a moment, but when she lowered her eyes and pretended to look normally again, she found that the figure of the man in work clothes had disappeared. It seems that this year's Halloween will not be peaceful. She thought calmly, took the express delivery box in her hand, and turned back into the house. It was already late and Belch still hadn't returned, so she called to remind him. When she returned home, Siddle saw a pumpkin lantern placed in an open express delivery box in the corner of the room. According to custom, people would place pumpkin lanterns in front of their doors today. Halloween is also known as the Ghost Festival. It is said that pumpkin lanterns carved with ghostly faces and burning orange candles can ward off ghosts. Siddle thought for a moment, lit the candle in the pumpkin lantern given to him by someone else, and placed it in front of the mansion's door.